I appreciate that my mom lets me stand on my own 2 feet, but at the same time that she shows that she's always there for me and that she cares for me.
And I appreciate in Sabrina that she's a godly woman and that she puts her friends and family first and that she tells anyone, anywhere about her faith.
Even from when she was a little girl, I can still hear her voice in my head praying, and her humility with praying. She'll say, "Lord, can you please help so-and-so, or would you please do this for so-and-so?" And that always gets me every time.
If I wanted my daughters to know the Lord and to love Him with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength, then I had to be humbled before them and a lot of apologizing.
My dad was a pastor, and my mom was a pastor's wife, and she was just always so caring and kind. I remember I'd sit in church with her, and I'd sit next to her, and she'd just be like perfectly still, and I'd be wiggling all around, and I couldn't imagine how she could be so still and sit so still for all that time.
So I've learned that as a mom you can't really be selfish or anything, because you can't just take care of yourself. You have to take care of a whole family, and you really have to look outward, and you can't really just give up because all of these people are depending on you.
She knows that when there's a troubling time, either at school, whether we're stressed, both me and Caroline, she gives us verses throughout our day. She's given me verses in middle school to keep my tongue tied down, to not be tempted to fall in with the wrong crowd, or she's given me verses to keep upbeat during stressful tests throughout the day. So that's very, very helpful, and I love that about my mom.
I remember waking up in the morning, early in the morning, and it's still Washington winters, it was still dark out, and she'd be with her tea and her Bible every morning, and she would have something so exciting like, "Meg, guess what God is doing in my life? Guess what God is telling me this morning?" And seeing my mom so excited about what God was saying from His Word it impacted me and made me want to get excited about God's Word as well.
Dinner time, we've read the Bible, we've done devotions. At bedtime, we've prayed together. Dan and I have served in Sunday school in Awana as a way to teach Alicia and Joshua that they should serve, and also just to hear what they're learning and then to be able to talk about it with them.
She's always pointed me to Christ and pointed me first to God. And so times where I've been just struggling with sin or anxiety or whatever, she's always been asking me, like, "Have you been talking to the Lord about this? Are you in the Word?" And just honestly desperately asking me to be in the Word, because I know that she wants me to love God first.
I would say that setting an example of always being in a Bible study, always trying to grow in my own faith, and just setting that example for her rather than just telling her she should do it. I try to do it myself and just let her see by my example.
We have open line communication.
I know that I'm able to tell her everything about my life without a hesitation.
And I understand that her love language is quality time. So even if we're in the car or at Starbucks or shopping, we make every moment count.
Sometimes me and my mom go shopping together, and we buy the groceries just together. And I like it because since I'm a twin, I don't get a lot of alone time with my mom. So I like to just go shopping with her sometimes, and that's fun.
We like to do some craft kinds of things sometimes. We like in the summers to walk around Green Lake. There's just things like that that we do together regularly, and I think those are strengthening.
Well, when you hear that bell ringing, don't wait till the next commercial.
Always talk about what's going on in your life with your mother, and always just be like updated about everything that is going on, and just tell each other and discuss all the things that you're having trouble with so that she can give you good advice. And that's something that I know really helps me whenever I'm going through a tough time.
One of my tips would be to always remember that anything that they say or do is out of love, and even though it may be hard to hear or the hard thing to do, that they want what's best for you and that they're always going to be there for you and try to help you.
Talk about big issues or concerns in non-confrontational situations, also in non-hormonal moments. And that goes for her and for me. I would say also pray with each other about what's on each other's hearts, and you share that together. And then look for ways to encourage each child individually to see what their strengths are, to see what their character is, and to help. So.
To keep that communication line open, to always be willing to talk to each other and spend time together, and don't close each other off from your lives, especially when girls hit their teens. Let their moms stay involved in their lives.
My tip for other mothers is to just let their daughter be their own person, but at the same time show that they're one of their biggest support systems.
And my most important tip for mothers is just to trust that you've raised your daughter in a loving, godly environment, and that they would make the right choices.
Communication is the key. I think talking about everything with your daughter, and just really open lines of communication. Don't assume that she knows what you're thinking, and really just listening. Right, Lydia?
What?